Hey guys, so I'm coming on today just to talk to you about my experiences being rhesus negative and having rhesus negative blood. So I've had my second baby and being rhesus negative was quite worrying for me when I first found out about my blood type. I'd actually never heard of it before. I'm rocking as I'm talking because my baby's in and out of sleep. So I'd never heard of it before, and I, probably like you, was a little bit worried about what this meant for me and what it meant for my baby. So basically, like any blood type, if you are blood type, let's say A negative, and your baby is B negative, those blood types are going, if they do, would mix and they would basically reject each other. They'd fight against each other. So in pregnancy, this can cause a bit of a problem, just because if those two blood types were to mix, then the rhesus negative blood type, which is my blood type, would fight against my baby's blood type, which in Stephen's case, he is positive. So if you get a rhesus negative and a rhesus positive mixing together, they're going to work against each other. So your blood would basically develop an immune response against your baby's and develop antibodies to fight off your baby's blood. It would basically see it as a foreign body and develop antibodies to fight against it. So first of all, I just want to make it clear that this is actually really common and it's nothing to be worried about in this day and age. We're really lucky because we've got lots of treatment options for women. So the main one is anti-D. So there's 2 routine appointments where you're given anti-D, which is basically plasma from a donor's blood, and you're given that at about 28 weeks and 34 weeks, and that just stops your blood from reacting. So that will stop any, in my case, my rhesus negative blood building up any antibodies to fight off my baby's blood type. So you're given that at around 28 or as well as 34 weeks. So that just basically stops any of that blood mixing if it does happen to mix. And it's really rare and really hard for the blood to mix in the first place. There's got to be some kind of trauma usually to your stomach area, which means there's a bleed and that blood's got to get through, a lot of layers to get to your baby. So including your placenta, which is protecting your baby. So first of all, it's really rare that it's going to happen. I did have a few bleeds in both my pregnancies. So with my last pregnancy with Stephen, who's 4 months, I had 2 bleeds, and one of them was sort of a medium level bleed, and one of them was just a tiny bleed. It was literally like a pinprick. So I phoned my midwife and said, do I need to have any anti-D? And she said, come in even if it's a pinprick of blood. So I was lucky I was able to go straight to the early pregnancy unit. I was about 13 weeks pregnant at this point, and so I had a shot of anti-D, and it's just a jab, just like any other jab really, it went into my arm. 2 midwives or 2 medical staff have to sign it off because it is someone else's donated plasma, and that just stops your 2 blood types from mixing, or your blood type developing antibodies to fight off your baby's blood. So it's just a way to safeguard your baby and your blood from mixing with your baby. I had another bleed a few weeks later and I was given another dose of anti-D. I was also given my doses routinely at 28 and 34 weeks. So when you're given the anti-D shot, it reduces the chances of anything happening or the blood mixing, I think around to like 1%. So it's a really important injection to have. It doesn't hurt at all. It's just like any other injection, and let's face it, in the grand scheme of childbirth and everything that you go through, it's so insignificant, but it's a really important one to get. So if you are rhesus negative and your baby's got, or if you have a negative blood type and your baby might have a positive blood type, don't be scared. Just go for your anti-D shots. Any tiny bleeds you have, call your midwife and check up on the advice, what it is that you need to do, because you might need to go for an anti-D shot. You probably most likely will. So yeah, don't be worried about it. It's very, very common, and some people say that ladies with negative blood type are extra special. So go and get your shots, because that's just, yeah, it's the most important thing you can do to safeguard your baby and the development and pregnancy. So good luck, and thank you very much for watching.